The great failed romances of the 20th century. You'll never believe what they went through. The great failed romances of the 20th century, passed down through the ages and now to you.
Welcome to the Great Failed Romances of the 20th Century. I'm singer, songwriter, and historian Teddy Gray.
And I believe in life after love, Sam Kaufman. So Teddy, what's next on the playlist?
Today we'll be delving into one of the most iconic musical duos of the 1960s.
The Three Stooges?
No, not even a duo, but Sonny and Cher.
Oh, it feels like Groundhog Day already.
Cher was born Sherilyn Sarksian in El Centro, California. From a young age, she had an interest in pursuing a career in entertainment, and by age 16 had dropped out of school and moved out of her mother's house, leaving for LA. There, she worked a series of odd jobs to support herself before meeting record producer Sonny Bono and accepting his offer for her to be his housekeeper.
Quickly, Sonny discovered that Cher was different from other women, in that she had more to offer than just keeping a house clean. She could also cook. No, I kid. In actuality, Sonny realized that Cher was a formidable vocalist, and introduced her to producer Phil Spector, who began to use her as a backup singer.
Despite Sonny being 27 years old and Cher only being 16, the two quickly became close friends and before long, lovers, getting married in 1964.
Wow, I'm afraid that Sonny Bono is #canceled. If he wasn't dead, he'd be in a heap of trouble right now.
Sonny quickly became more than just her husband as well, becoming her producer and the man who was determined to launch her to stardom. However, Cher's stage fright prevented her from singing on her own, so the decision was made that Sonny and Cher would record and perform as a duo.
Over the next few years, Sonny continued to write songs for the duo, to little success. This all changed after they released their smash hit single, I Got You Babe, a song about their marriage, which topped the charts.
Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Before the acid-soaked revolution of the 1960s began, Sonny and Cher's milquetoast cutesy pop was welcome on the radio, and the two quickly became a sensation. Their live performances made them an even bigger hit due to their wacky costumes and awkward but always genuine chemistry.
You know, I was thinking we should start wearing costumes too. I have this Native American headdress I've been dying to try on.
Look, we already canceled Sonny. We don't need to cancel you too.
You think anybody's actually gonna watch this shit? I can say whatever I want.
In the latter half of the 1960s, as the radio pivoted to heavier music, Sonny and Cher's style seemed corny and outdated, making the next few years difficult ones for them. But lucky for them, they found a safe haven that was always welcoming of corny schmaltz, Las Vegas.
They transitioned into being a nightclub act and sharpened their public personas. Cher as the wisecracking star of the show, and Sonny as the good-natured recipient of her playful jabs. The act was such a hit that soon television came calling. And just as the couple gave birth to their first child in 1969, their futures seemed bright as they made their way onto the small screen.
Yes, luckily for Sonny and Cher, the 70s had an appetite for all things cheesy, making it the perfect decade for them to be global stars once again. The Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour debuted in 1971 and was an immediate ratings hit, running for 4 seasons.
It was a variety show consisting of musical performances, comedy sketches, appearances from guest stars, and a whole lot of garbage. But it was the 70s, and people couldn't get enough of this kind of shit for some reason. Everyone was on drugs, I don't know.
For some of the nation's precious, funniest variety, join Sonny and Cher.
By the 3rd season, however, the marriage was falling apart. Both parties had engaged in frequent affairs and had fallen in love with other people. In fact, while they were still married, by 1973, the two were actually living with new lovers, all under the same roof of Sonny and Cher's mansion.
Which must have led to some interesting orgies.
No, in fact, it made their marriage as painful to each other as their vocals are on my ears.
What?
Sorry, just not much of a fan of Sonny and Cher.
And yet you wrote a whole song about them? You're a fraud, you know that?
Look, there's a reason it's only 90 seconds long.
Huh. Shame this episode can't be.
By 1974, Cher demanded out of their marriage, as well as their numerous business contracts that prohibited her from taking jobs without Sonny. She felt trapped by the partnership and didn't want to be under his control anymore, leading to the end of their marriage, the TV show, and their recording career together. The divorce was finalized in 1975, and the two immediately began to move on to solo projects.
Initially, Sonny was predicted to have the more successful solo career. I have to assume that this prediction was made by deaf people. While Sonny may have been the main brain behind the scenes, for the audience, Cher was the true star. Sonny's solo spin-off show, too many S's, goddammit, was canceled after only 6 weeks on the air. The Cher show, however, was a much bigger success, and set the stage for her overshadowing him for the rest of his life.
While Cher's career has had many ups and downs, she has continued to reinvent herself and remains an icon to this day. She is also believed to be the reason that autotune was invented. That's not even me making a joke, look it up. But regardless of what you think of her singing, her career is still going strong, well into her 70s.
For Sonny, however, his time in the limelight was as short as he was. And he was only 5'5", so you get the joke. In the 1980s, he rebranded himself as a politician, and was elected to the United States House of Representatives in 1994 to represent California's 44th Congressional District. He also remarried twice more and had 2 more children.
Even with Sonny and Cher's messy breakup, it's safe to say that there was no bad blood between the two. They spoke highly of each other whenever asked, and even reunited on television a handful of times to sing their old songs together. Tragically, however, Sonny died in a freak skiing accident in 1998 at the age of 62. A visibly devastated Cher spoke at his funeral, making it clear to everyone that despite their tumultuous relationship, their love for each other had never truly faded away.
Unfortunately for Sonny, once he reached heaven's gates, there was a sign there that said, "You must be this tall to enter." I'm sorry, that was in poor taste.
Yeah, he honestly probably would have laughed at it.
Oh, really? Did you know him? So, would you like to share some details of your song with us, Sonny boy?
Oof.
I know.
This song, entitled Our Voices Aren't Made for Duets, is a lighthearted tribute to Sonny and Cher's musical union together. While it's true that they were lovable in their own way, neither of them were the most technically skilled singers, and beyond that, their distinct vocal tones made it difficult for others to blend with them, including each other. And just as their vocals never quite meshed, neither did they as a couple. Even as they were harmonizing, they were never truly harmonious.
Ah, delightful. So, Teddy, is it finally time for me to do my Cher impression?
Just do it.
I'm Cher. I won an Oscar for Moonstruck.
Enjoy Our Voices Aren't Made for Duets.
Our voices are not made for duets, but you can sing alone and have success, and you can write songs about our split that everyone detests, but our voices just aren't made for duets. My tones are irreconcilably different, so I'll star in films and I'll go run for Congress, and I'll make music with Greg Allman that we'll both regret, 'cause your voices just aren't made for duets. Loved us for our chemistry, the way we looked and dressed, but our voices can't sustain much more. Vocals can't remain this poor. Our voices are not made for duets. The great failed romances of the 20th century, you'll never believe what they went through. The great failed romances of the 20th century, passed down through the ages and now to you.